We're the Con Guys, and this is the Con Guys Show, coming to you straight from the nerdy heart of Hollywood, California.
And this is Jim with theconguy.com.
She's been here with theconguy.com.
Katie here, aka the Con Girl.
Zordon did not want 5 teenagers with attitude.
My name is Derek Sam.
I'm Danae Sams, and that's my brother.
We are your home for news, opinions, and interviews from the world of Comic-Cons and fandoms. Your ultimate insiders for all things con.
Every time I hear the con part, it makes me laugh.
Welcome, everybody, to the Con Guys Show. And let us be the very first, or maybe 100th, to wish you Happy Comic-Con Week.
Happy Comic-Con Week.
Yes, it's
I'd say it's bittersweet.
To wish me that.
It is, Katie. What'd you say, Katie?
I'd say it's bittersweet. My Instagram and Facebook memories keep wanting to remind me of times better than this, and it's really sad. Like good memories, but I was just like, I'm not there right now, and it's for the second year in a row after 8 years straight, so it's a little bittersweet.
The wounds are still fresh.
Yes, this is usually the night that some of us are packing to head down. Like the group I'm with usually travels down on Tuesday, shows up Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. And this is usually a really exciting week. But you know what? It's going to be exciting. We're going to make the best of this. Comic-Con at Home is happening. My name is Jim Fry. I forgot my glasses. If you look on my shirt, that's me. I am the face of the Con Guy because I've got a nice round head that makes a good cartoon. Welcome to the Con Guy Show. We are so glad you guys are with us today. We're going to start right up here and right here to this direction. It's my left, but it looks like my right. And we're going to introduce each of us. All right, Katie, go ahead.
I'm Katie, aka KT_Christine. I am one half of the Con Girls. And I am a Twitch streamer, just overall nerd, love talking about anything. I get in very heated discussions with Jim very often. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I am Cheeseman here with theconguy.com, and I am social media director.
Yep. And, look at there!
Hi there, I am Danae. I am one half of the Con Girls and one half of the Samblings, and I'm just here because Jim lets me come on and badger everybody about the stuff I love.
One half the Con Girls, one half the Samlings. She's a whole person. All right, Derek, let's go down to Derek.
Hi, I'm Derek Sams. I'm the other half of the Samblings. And the Samblings like to do interviews and write together and also do conventions and really ridiculous sibling cosplays together.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the middle.
Hey everybody, I'm Jake from the Jacoba system. I'm the, resident collectible guy for the Con Guy. I'm excited to talk about some awesome exclusives for Comic-Con this year. I'm sad that, no one's going, but next year, I'm sure we'll all be there in person.
There are people going, but hey, by the way, before we get to our final guest down there, we're going to save him because we actually have a special section we want to introduce, and that's when we're going to introduce him, and Cheeseman's going to do that in just a second. But start the show. I just want everybody to know this is a very important week of the year because, well, it's where we get our name for our show here. The Con Guy, as in Comic Con. We're not con men.
Oh, that's different. Okay. I thought we were all doing this and lying to the audience. I need to start telling the truth.
I know we may be conning them, but hopefully we don't believe we are. So just to start off, nothing beats a live Comic-Con with the roar of the audience, the stampede on the convention floor, the hype, the excitement of Hall H, and tons of announcements, cosplay, and 24-hour exhaustion. And although we cannot be in San Diego all together in person, at least not for Comic-Con this weekend, the good folks at Comic-Con International are giving us a second year of Comic-Con at home. It's an online event chock full of panels, vendors, exclusives, and believe it or not, we're going to sort of talk around this kind of offsites or other cons happening at the same time. It begins this Wednesday with one single panel on July 21st and runs through Sunday. No lines, no hotels. Best of all, it is all free. And tonight we are previewing everything you need to know about the panels, the exclusives, and everything else. And let me first say, this group of people that you see in front of you are so special to me, are so awesome. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and their pay is so non-existent, but they show up every week just because they love what we talk about. They love the show. They love Comic-Con. And let me just say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I really do.
Oh, thanks, Jim.
Aw,
I demand that you double my pay.
That's not going to be hard. Because I know math and anyways. Let's say hello very quick. Who's going to do it this week? Ben's gone.
Blood good.
That's awesome. There's also Jonathan Wilkinson, always.
Jonathan.
He's our friend.
Cheese on the couch or queso on the couch? Oh, wait. On the
Queso
sofa.
and el sofá.
All right. Now, first things first. And Luke, I'm going to ask you, Cheeseman, are you ready for our first section?
I am currently loading pictures and things, but if you need me to do the intro, I can't.
Well, no. We have an intro just for that section. We're going to introduce your special guest with us this week. But before you tell us when you're ready, but Danae, are you excited about the panels? We've kind of split up our panels. We're each going to be taking different sections and talking to you guys about stuff. Katie is going to come at us. She has a con report, and she's going to come at us with the TV and film panels we can expect to see. Danae is taking she's taking one of the biggies, Marvel, Disney, Star Wars. There's a lot there. Conge Derek, he's handling the DC and Warner Brothers, a whole lot there. And then Jake, of course, is going to be doing some exclusives with us. So, Cheeseman, would you want us to do the exclusives first, or
I can do the con up first.
Yeah, let's do some of that first.
Tell you what, wait. Happy Comic-Con week, Brad.
Brad, there is a minor on this show.
Brad, for the first 15 minutes, we're a rated G show. Brad's going to come back with what the blank? Hey, tell you what, let's start the show with the con report. So, Katie, you can take it away.
All right, everybody. It's been a bit slow on the con update front this year, as you know, because of a lot of at-home conventions not happening in person. And usually, as you know, we usually contribute 3 weeks of shows to Comic-Con, and it's kind of been condensed into one because it's not the same. There's not parties, there's not, all that stuff. So, but I will update on some in-person cons that are happening that are not San Diego Comic-Con, which we can update you guys more as the weeks come by. But the first one up is going to be Dragon Con, which is September 2nd through 6th. It is still being planned to happen in Georgia. It is one of the biggest cons in the country, and we've never been. I want to go. I always miss the mark and forget to buy tickets and all that stuff. But it'll be September 7th through 6th. They don't do tickets. They consider all of their attendees members, so you can still become a member on their website. The tickets are $140 now because both the early bird pricings have come and went, unfortunately. But it's $140 for all 5 days, which is a really good deal. If you guys have any idea how much money San Diego Comic-Con normally sets us back, $140 is not that bad. They have some guests on all the information for guests that are going to be appearing on their website. But some of the people who will be appearing, Zachary Levi, Asher Angel, both of them from Shazam, Felicia Day, Michael Rosenbaum, a whole bunch of other people as well. So definitely it's a little bit of something for everybody. There's also a whole bunch of fun events that you can do. If you check out the events tab on there, they will tell you all about all of that stuff. So if you live on the East Coast and you're in Georgia and you are missing conventions, look into Dragon Con and have fun there and tell us how it is, because we've never been. I don't think any of us have ever been. I don't know if Ben's been. I don't think any of us have ever been. But next up, and I know we're all excited for this and hoping that it still goes as planned, is Los Angeles Comic-Con, which is normally in October, but this year it has been postponed a couple times, and it's going to be December 3rd through 5th. Ticket prices range for day rates from $34 to $49, depending on which day you are going to, and it's $90 for the full weekend. They're going to have Frank Miller, Zachary Levi, Ming-Na Wen, a lot of other guests as well, but that'll be the first convention back, I think, in LA County since COVID started. So we usually all go. I'm sure you'll see some Con Guy presence there if you go. I'm trying to figure out my cosplays right now, but tickets are still available. And I know some people are probably still waiting it out to see how things go, and I will keep you posted on that if there's any updates. So
thank you so much, Katie. By the way, Brad has a Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so sorry, guys. I totally forgot. FunCon, which is the Funko virtual convention, which is in lieu of San Diego Comic-Con. It is going to be the first Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of August. It's partially in person, partially digital. The in-person portion will be at Funko Hollywood. Ticket reservations were online. I believe it is completely sold out now, but if you check out the Funko blog, it gives you all the information that you need to go to the in-person event. But it is a ticketed event. And then there is the digital convention portion as well. So all of their exclusives will be available online on that day as well. And all the exclusives that are being released are on the Funko website, or on the information is on the blog or on their Instagram. So
that's really cool. And we're going to talk a little bit more about another event like that happening. I would consider the Funko Con, it's almost as if it's an offsite, because it's happening sort of around the San Diego Comic-Con. And if the Comic-Con was actually happening in San Diego, this would probably be like Funko Fun Days, wouldn't it, Katie? It's kind of similar to,
They mentioned Fun Days on the blog as well.
And they have exclusives, right? Convention exclusives.
There'll be a virtual event for that. All that information is on the blog, because Fun Days, they're having a lottery for like the Fun Days bundles and all that. So
okay, cool. By the way, Brad wants you to know, Katie, happy birthday, Jared Padalecki today.
Yeah.
Also, Brad, we got to wish you happy birthday. This is Brad's birthday week as well. But happy birthday, Amanda, because we know we do it every day. And here's another one Brad wants us to. PowerCon is September 11th through 12th in Anaheim. That's Masters of the Universe, He-Man, and all that stuff. And it's going to be a big one this year because of Kevin Smith's new Netflix series, He-Man. No, Masters of the Universe Revelations, right, Jake? That's what it's called. And we've been having discussions. There's still controversy brewing about that. Hey, look at this. Jonathan Wilkinson is in Atlanta. He said he'll go to Dragon Con and live stream. We're going to take you up on that offer, my friend. Yeah, I might be going down to the Atlanta Con. Some of our friends at the Dragon Con reports that they're tabling down there and have invited us down. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of a busy time of the year. The one thing about Dragon Con, though, they have capped attendance. So, Katie, did you say that it's sold out?
No, I didn't know that information. I didn't see it on the website. I might have not seen it.
Yeah, I don't think it's sold out yet, but it probably will because they are capping attendance. It's at those five downtown hotels, and it's going to be pretty packed. But all right, thank you so much for that. And again, we'll talk about another offsite con coming in a second. But first, we absolutely cannot go on without a wrap up of a show that has literally reshaped the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, it has reshaped it. It's reshaped what we know about it. And to help us do just that tonight, we're all going to jump in. But first, we're introducing a brand new segment called The Con Kids. Woohoo! Look at there. And a special guest is with us to help us do just that. Luke Cheeseman, if you want to take over and introduce the guest we have with us today. And I'm going to take him off of mute.
You're on mute.
Wait a
second.
There you go.
Can I do that? I don't know.
Wait, he's on mute too.
Yeah.
Hey, Austin, can you unmute your microphone? There you go. Perfect.
All right. Well, we decided to start the Con Kids, which is for our younger con audience. So I thought, why not bring my nephew in on this, who is a big-time Marvel fan, just recently graduated high school, but still wants to watch his Marvel movies and be kind of part of what we're doing. So he was very excited, called me after he saw Loki. So I was like, why don't we just have him on the show? And he can kind of start this off, but he's going to be doing some other shows and hopefully some celebrity interviews and maybe get some other people to host along with him. But I would like to introduce Austin DeBolt. He is our junior host officially that may make some appearances on this show, but also will be doing his own stuff. So Austin, introduce yourself.
I'm Austin, co-host of the Con Kids. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Going to be taking a dive into some of the TV shows for the younger audiences. Should be a blast.
Austin, it's
right.
good to see you. We've seen Austin
Yeah.
out here before. And
Oh,
Jake, you know Austin as well, yeah?
Yep. Mhm.
That's
We go
cool.
way back.
By the way, Austin, congratulations on graduating high school.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
It was a tough one this year.
I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so wait. Hello, Amanda.
Amanda.
You missed your happy birthday from
Happy
Brad.
birthday, Amanda. But all right, Luke, you let's go ahead and start this conversation. I know the con girls have been covering this, and they are probably eager to give us their thoughts on how the show wrapped up as well. But Austin, let's go.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I just want to start off with saying what an amazing intro. Like, as soon as the episode started, it was fantastic with all the callbacks to the famous quotes and the sound effects of, like, the Iron Man whirring up. Man, that was amazing. Yeah, it was a real, like, nostalgia. I think that's how you say it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was great. But it
Wait,
definitely...
what Iron Man did you talk about? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so as soon as the intro opens, there's a sound of Iron Man's, like, his fire thing, like,
Oh,
repulsion.
yeah?
Yeah, that's like
I
as
forgot
soon
what
as
it's
it
called right
opens.
now, but
it opens up with that.
the arc reactor? So no,
Yeah.
that's not what it's called.
Yeah, the
That's the-
pulsar
yeah,
or
the
something like
Chest
that.
or whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as it started with that, it was a great callback to how the entire, like, MCU started up with just, you know, Robert Downey Jr.'s performance and how it became this huge Marvel monopoly you see nowadays. So that was really entertaining for me.
Oh, I love that beginning. That was great. All those callbacks, the sounds of all the different movies, and yeah, that was pretty surprising to hear that too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely the entire episode opened up a lot of questions. Like, for instance, like Renslayer in Search of Free Will, like, opens up a lot of questions. Like, we all know that she's going to see a version of Kang the Conqueror. So is it, you know, the younger Kang the Conqueror, the He Who Remains, or is it the alternate Kang the Conqueror from another reality? So like, it gets you thinking a lot and right there. But it was great seeing, like, all the Easter eggs for Kang the Conqueror coming up, like the reference of Alioth. Alioth was, like, in heavy ties with Kang the Conqueror in the comics, as well as in the Void, the Sphinx and the pyramids are seen in Kang's, like, home base of Chronopolis. And Renslayer herself, like, they could have chose any judge, but instead they chose Renslayer, which is in the comics King the Conqueror's love interest, which they're off and on. But just all these Easter eggs, just glad to know that they finally, you know, went through with all of their setting up.
So are they thinking that this was her? Like, I'm putting up a picture and the kind of the character in the comic. Are they thinking she's going to become Renslayer?
Yeah. So I'm guessing that they're leading up to her becoming, you know, King the Conqueror, love interest in the MCU.
I'm not familiar who Renslayer is. She's the love interest of Kang the Conqueror?
Yeah, in the comics. I don't know crazy a lot about her, but I know that they had, like, a on-off relationship. Like, it was weird, but they, like, were a team, so, like, conquering timelines and
Ooh. So that's cool that they're bringing her in as, you know, like, a bigger character. Like, it seems kind of, like, smaller now, kind of like his character felt kind of, like, more goofy and this just quirky, like, Donald Glover type character, but he's probably going to become this big, menacing, big bad character, which is cool for the actor because that'll give him, like, some range that he gets to play of the same kind of character.
Also, Emily, my roommate, for people who don't know, but my roommate Emily, she decided to be sneaky and see if IMDb said anything else about that character, and it does not say, it calls him He Who Remains on IMDb. That is what he is called. But she tried to see if there was an Easter egg or a spoiler on there.
We do know his next movie. We know what his next movie is, though, in the MCU. Do you guys want to know?
Is it Doctor Strange?
No. Do you know, Austin?
It would be Spider-Man, wouldn't it?
Okay, Austin, tell us.
Yeah, it's Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Wait, isn't that after Doctor Strange? That's after Doctor Strange, right? Or is that
Yeah.
coming out before?
Not sure, but yeah, you're
It's all
right.
messed up, 'cause I remember Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness has gone through some changes with the director, but is it still happening in the same order?
I'm not really sure about that, but I do know that he has been announced. His next movie in the MCU is that movie. But we know how the
He who has
MCU
been
works.
announced.
I'm sorry, what's that?
He who has been announced to be in
Yeah, but I mean,
Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania.
are we all pretty convinced it's Kang? Because I mean, I'm convinced it's Kang.
Well, because he said, if you look up the history,
I had many
Austin,
names.
I don't want to step on Austin. Austin, do you have this prepared? I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, so the actor is already confirmed to be Kang the Conqueror in Quantumania. Like he was confirmed,
Okay.
I think about 9 months back, and then even when they were in the dialogue in the last episode, he was talking about versions of himself conquering realities and just an all-out war. So that's like, I don't know. I would be very surprised if it wasn't King the Conqueror.
Well, I agree with you, because if you look up the history of Kang the Conqueror, it's the exact same history that He Who Remains, or is it He Who Remains, or
Yeah.
explained to us from the 23rd or 31st century,
35th.
35th, discovers time travel, discovers the multiverse, and then there's multiple versions of him all across. And he did say in this final, what was it he said in this final episode that made us believe that he is King? One of his versions will be Kang the Conqueror. Did you remember? One of his versions is the Conqueror.
He
And
said
will
I've had many names,
yes.
and he said the
Oh, yeah.
Conqueror.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it follows exactly the comics, the comics backstory, and it's Kang. It's going to be Kang. He's the next villain of the Marvel Phase 4.
Kang.
That's what we have to get now.
Yeah.
What else, Austin?
Yeah. Other than that, a lot of questions that, like, at least personally, like I felt is like, what are they gonna do with Sylvie? Like, she was left in that, the end of all time. Like, what's gonna happen there? Like, is there gonna be another Loki or another version of King the Conqueror coming in to like rescue her? What's she doing up there?
Mm-hmm.
And then like, what happened to the original timeline? Like, is that under attack, or like the original TVA? Like, is there a new, like, did it get rewritten, or are they still doing their own thing? Like, trying to figure out what happened to Tom Hiddleston, like the main versions of Loki.
Yeah.
So like that personally, like those are my big questions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a comment about that. I can't remember if I sent it to you guys or not, but in Thor Ragnarok, there's the whole thing where Loki grabs Valkyrie's arm and reads her thoughts, which is, of course, this skill that he's learned from Sylvie. So it would stand to think, we can assume or surmise that he has, when we see him in Thor Ragnarok, he has come back from this adventure. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he's just dropped right back into that moment right after Avengers, before being taken to Asgard. So just want to point that out. And I have other thoughts, so let me know when you're ready for me to share.
So, Austin, I want to hear what you thought of Loki, the series, especially the wrap up, and then I would love the con girls to jump in with their thoughts.
Yeah, no, from the first episode, it's definitely been my favorite Marvel series by far. Like, it's the most interesting. It made everything I knew about the MCU look like this. Man, it's expanded so much. Like, nothing is as it seems anymore. Like, anything, like, the timeline's broken. So it's going to be a whole blast. Like, and I'm really looking forward to, like, all the next Marvel releases to, like, expand upon that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Loki is setting up, Doctor Strange 2, which is going to explore Wanda Maximoff looking for her kids, most likely, and probably screwing up the timeline in the process. Spider-Man 3, which has confirmed every single of the 3 versions of Spider-Man coming back.
Yes.
yeah.
Wait, was that actually confirmed, or is that still speculation?
Every villain's been confirmed, but Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have not.
Yeah.
So you got Jamie Foxx and all these other guys coming back for sure.
So it's been all but confirmed, I suppose.
Yeah,
As well
I
as
think it's happening.
it's happening, guys. It's interesting, like Austin's saying, the next few movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all of them deal with like fractured reality. Yeah, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Did you have anything to say about this one, Austin?
no, that one should be. It's actually Marvel's first horror movie, is what I heard. So that should be like, is it really going to be scary, or is it going to be like, Marvel?
It's directed by.
What was Captain America: Civil War? If this is the first horror movie,
that was like a darkness, but it wasn't actually horror. It was an action adventure.
The new Doctor Strange. The new Doctor Strange is directed by Sam Raimi, right?
Yeah. At first it was Scott Derrickson who left the project, another horror director, and replaced by Sam Raimi. So it's horror all the way. And from what I understand, Tom Hiddleston's Loki is appearing in that movie.
Is he going to be in the new Thor? Like,
did you guys say horror or war? Because I heard
horror. Scary.
Okay, my mistake. I heard war, and I was like, sorry.
I don't know.
They didn't actually say he's going to be. They said Loki will return in season 2.
Yeah.
They did not say, he will appear next in whatever.
What's it called? Like Love and Thunder or something?
Yeah, Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping he's in it. You can't have a Thor movie without Loki in it.
Right.
Well, I would say the reverse. It's, for me, you can have a Thor movie without Loki, but it's hard. One of my complaints is it's hard to have a Loki something without Thor. And we did have Thor. We did have Thor in this a little bit.
Yeah, through existing footage and through just little mini Thor going crazy as he went underground. That was like, almost looked like he was in a jar or something. All
right. And I just want to, this is what Brad said to Austin. Welcome, Austin. More nerd-free labor. Yes.
Hey, he is 18, so this isn't illegal.
All right. This is okay, cool. Danae's barely older than that. I'm just joking, Danae. I'm just joking. Danae is fully born.
Yeah, I'm 21. I'm not 30 almost.
Oh, you're not, are you? All right, it's no one's business. All right, guys.
I'm 28, Jim.
Okay, anybody? Is that how old you are? Huh.
I just have congenital baby face, so.
It's the ears. It's those big ears on your head. Hey, guys, we do have to wrap up this introduction section, but I would love to know. I know that Luke has a strong feeling. Does anyone else have feelings about the final episode of Loki?
I'm really excited to see where Marvel goes after this. I think they did a great job opening up for their next section. It's a point of diminishing return on showing off a brand new villain. Because yes, Kane is huge and it's a big deal, but I'm like, okay, we've had that like 5 times. So yeah, it's another bad guy. I don't feel like the way I did at the end of Avengers 2012 when we saw Thanos, because I feel like we've done it a lot. That was my only complaint. It did lag a little bit and a lot of exposition when we were talking to He Who Remains. But I mean, overall, I'm so excited. It was great. Tom Hiddleston had his executive producer credit, and he did great with it. I hope he wins the Tony when we finally get the Tonys in September. And that's all of my thoughts.
The Tony?
He was nominated for a Tony for a straight play that he did on Broadway in 2019, but the 2020 Tonys were postponed, and they were supposed to happen June of 2020. They're going to be happening September 2021. All
right, Katie, Derek, Jake, any closing thoughts on this? And we do have to kind of make it real quick. Anybody?
I mean, I enjoyed it. It's not the conventional route that they go for a season finale, but also this is the only one that we got a season finale of, and so it wasn't a series finale, so they needed to leave it in a different way than they did their other shows, and I liked that. Marvel proved with their TV shows and with Black Widow that they can kind of go away from their formula a little bit, and people will still watch it, people will still enjoy it, and I enjoyed that.
Very cool. Derek, did you see it?
Yes, I enjoyed it really much. I liked the cliffhanger at the end. I love crazy, twisty time travel stuff, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
All right, we're going to go into Jake's section here, so I'm going to just cut to Luke real quick. Cheeseman, I know you have very strong feelings about this final episode of Loki.
Yeah, I feel like they Game of Thrones us, where they gave us the episode before was the big epic episode that was very exciting, and then they get through and they're going towards this like, oh, what is this place? Like, who are they going to face off against? And then it was just kind of boring.
Yep.
But I mean, it's exciting of who it is, who is to come, whatever. But like, I think that they should have had him bigger and like almost like undefeatable, where they're kind of almost like feel defeated, kind of like we did at the end of Infinity War, where it just felt like this big battle or this big thing happening that leads into season 2. It just felt very just as a screenwriter, like it was just too conversational for like too much of it. I think the conversations are important to have some of the stuff, but it just based on a lot of the other ones, it just felt kind of I was very just kind of under. I'm like, when's it gonna get more exciting? When's it gonna get more exciting? But cool. I mean, it's cool where it's headed, and I'm excited about where it's to go. But as a final episode, it didn't really like draw me in. Where I was just like, oh wow, what an amazing episode! It's cool where it's headed. But that episode itself, like I would, even though the first episode was a little more talky as well, it was very engaging. You know, it was like seeing your life before you and all this stuff, being in this new world and stuff. But they didn't make this feel like too big of a like new world. It's just like, yeah, this guy kind of knew time, knew what was going on, playing kind of games with them like it was like Cheshire Cat or something like that. But I was a little underwhelmed, I would say, but excited about what's to come.
It felt more like a penultimate episode than a finale, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
It felt very Star Trek to me, that last episode.
Oh, yeah.
I could see a lot. You know, you could just imagine this, like, the villain's revealed, and then it's like, let's just sit down and talk, you know? It's like,
by the way,
it's not a bad thing. It's just, you know.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing for something to be Star Trek.
Do you know when the conversation... The episode itself was almost 40 minutes long. The conversation went 30 minutes. So that should tell you there was a little too much exposition, and just if you have to explain for 30 minutes, you need another episode so you can do it. Show us some stuff. Don't just like, let's sit here and talk. All right, guys, we do have to wrap up this stuff.
I guess I've just got the long attention span here because I was not bored. You know,
you liked it because it was like Star Trek. Be honest.
I wasn't bored either, and I also think it's funny that you guys wish that they had split it into 2 episodes because that's what they did with WandaVision. And just saying.
No, this was my favorite of the Marvel series.
Yeah, well, WandaVision just sucked anyways. Nothing would have made that show better.
I loved WandaVision.
I did. I liked the last 3 episodes of WandaVision.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion. That's fine.
All right, guys, we're going to move on.
Yeah,
but
the last episode of WandaVision was way more epic than this one.
Oh my gosh,
that was a series finale, not a season finale.
Right.
That's
they got the money. Fork that money out, Disney. You got it.
All right, guys. We will watch more Loki, as Marvel says in the mid credit scene. Ka-chunk. He will return in Loki season 2. All right. All right. Austin, you have been a great guest. You're welcome to stay as long as you would like. We got a lot of stuff going on, but I want everyone to know that the Con Kids will be, it's a regular segment on the show. You'll be seeing some information on all their social medias as we try to kind of like gear some stuff towards the younger audiences, because sometimes, let's be honest, some of the Comic-Con stuff, some of the discussions can feel a little bit more adult, but for crying out loud, kids that love Comic-Cons is what's going to keep it alive, and love comic books and love everything about it. Right? Am I right? All right, anything else, Austin, before we move on to the next section? You good?
It's frozen. It's freezing.
Okay.
It's my parents' basement. It's not always the best internet.
Oh my goodness.
Dial up bad, but now it's at least a little faster.
All right, guys, we are going to move on to the main part of the show, talking about Comic-Con at Home, which starts this Wednesday, the 21st, and ends on Sunday. Your parents' basement is really terrible there, Cheeseman. Wait.
I can at least work
we
there
must
now.
say, Derek Charleston, greetings from Anastasia Beaverhausen. Who is the other name for Karen from Will and Grace, one of Derek's favorite shows. Derek, I'm so glad you're watching. Derek's laying in bed right now. This is so far past Derek's bedtime, too. Jake, you know Derek, right? Wait, Jake has not met Derek.
He is not.
I don't know.
He's seen
All right.
videos maybe of Derek. Haha, Derek. Maybe I've sent him a picture or a video of you and Jim arguing.
Derek's one of my favorite people, and yes, we argue way too much. That's why we live in different coasts. Anyways, Derek.
He's probably like,
Good to
look, I
see you.
told you to delete that video.
All right, cool. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to Comic-Con at Home. We are going to start right up front with exclusives. The thing that's cool about Comic-Con at Home, this is their second year doing it. I think they've really kind of streamlined it and made it pretty cool. And like we say, Katie and Danae and Derek, they're all going to take us through different sections of Comic-Con at Home, and they've got a lot going on. But this is a cool section right here. They have a lot of exclusives that are Luke's mom. Great job, Austin, even from the basement. That's Luke's mom. All right, Jake, I'm going to start pulling up some of these pictures of these exclusives that you have sent to us.
Yep.
And you can kind of walk us through and tell us what it is we are looking at. These are
Okay.
Comic-Con at Home exclusives for 2021.
All right, let's get started. So this is from Super 7. This is a reaction figure Ninja Turtles carrying case. And you can see on the outside, it's that cool, like a shell, design on it. And it actually comes with an exclusive, like kind of like a shiny Michelangelo figure. So that's pretty fun. The exclusive thing to put your figures in.
Cool. And you just tell me next when you're ready for the next one.
Just go ahead. You're good. Super 7 also got the rights to Disney. So this is pretty.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's actually, I wish they had like a picture of it to scale. It's pretty big. I think it's like 24-inch tall or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap, that's big.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's,
Hey, for those who are not watching,
sorry.
who
Yeah,
aren't watching,
sorry.
just
It's,
listen. Yeah.
So it's Super 7 is the company, and it's a Mickey Mouse tall vinyl figure that has part soft goods like on the clothes and stuff. And it's, I forget what animated short that's from, like
This is the Mickey Taylor.
the Taylor
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah. So then they have started a whole new line called Disney Ultimates, and they have like Robin Hood and a couple other characters. So they're dipping their toe into the Disney thing, which is pretty big get, as you can imagine.
Is this the Taylor from Mickey and the Beanstalk? Was he?
I think it is. Yeah, it might be.
Okay.
What's
cool.
the price on that? Do you know, Jake?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. From Super 7 again, they have Army of Darkness, a reaction figure. This is one of the Deadite scouts, and it's a re-release of original one, but this is the exclusive one, which is glow in the dark. So that's pretty fun.
That's cool.
And
I want to add a little something to this segment. I want to know, will you buy it or not after each thing?
Oh, okay.
Say we'll be buying this one.
Okay. So far, nothing I'll buy. So we'll keep going. Yeah. This is cool too. This is just a fun re-release of the Army of Darkness, and I don't know what language that Japanese or I can't tell what it is, but
It's
I think
very
they said,
Indiana Jones looking with the
they
arm
said
thing.
they said the funny thing. I think I heard them say that the character title, because it's
As far as
Ash
I know,
from
as far as I know, that is Japanese.
it's Japanese. Okay, good. It's Ash from Army of Darkness, but they had the funny title card that says, I guess if you translate that, it says like Captain Supermarket or something.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty cool. If I had the chance, I might get that one just to keep in the package.
Cool.
It's real fun.
That is cool.
Yeah, these are fun too. More reaction figures. They also got the rights for Power Rangers, so they have these 3 3/4 inch Power Ranger action figures. These have already been released, but the exclusive ones, you can see they're like battle damage. So you see they got kind of like scuffed up and little like burn marks on their outfits. Like when you would watch the show and they'd have like the explosions happen, you'd see their costumes get all dirty and stuff.
Yeah.
So they did a little fun tribute to that.
Are they like the 2-inch figures? 3-inch?
Yeah, the 3 3/4 inch figures.
Yeah.
Just like the 5-point articulation. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead. Next.
We're
one.
talking. There's a Power Rangers. Did we say
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
This next one. Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. So this is the Shogun Godzilla, which back in what was it, the 60s or 70s when it originally came out, it was a real tall collectible, toy, and it had the fire that would shoot out of his mouth, and I think his hand would pop off and stuff. So they took that exact figure and just shrunk it down to 3 3/4 inch scale. So that's the exclusive from Super 7, and that's
cool.
going to be a big hit. Yep. So I'm
getting that immediately.
Yeah. So I would definitely would like to pick that one up if I'm able to, and it's not sold out.
Yep.
And for those listening, this is the most terrifying looking Godzilla one you've ever seen.
It looks like he's eating a lollipop.
Yeah.
It is
He looks
definitely
like Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
definitely it looks like a rubber suit.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's
So this is really cool. This is from a company they're called Cryptozoic. I think it's what it.
Yep.
It's what it is.
It's Derek in his pajamas.
So it's Catwoman from the Batman Returns film, Michelle Pfeiffer version.
Michelle Pfeiffer, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
and it's just like a cartoony kind of like statue of that, but it's just really, it looks really awesome. Like the design of it's really cool, and I like how it's her near the end of the movie because you can see her mask is all ripped up and her hair is sticking out.
Oh,
So that's still I think my favorite version of Catwoman. Just the
cool
character, her whole story arc is so good in that.
Oh yeah.
So yep, very cool. Let's go ahead next. This is from Hallmark. This is the new ornaments that they're coming out with. So this is from Star Wars, the holiday special, the first appearance of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
gee,
He
Boba
looks
Fett!
like the Adult Swim version.
Yeah.
That explains it.
So I'm
So
assuming that Luke will be buying that one.
I definitely want to get this one. Yeah. So Luke might have to pick that one up too. But that's how his original color, whatever palette was. And the fun fact was that they based a lot of Mandalorian off of this short. If you can see the weapon he has, that kind of pronged rifle thing. That's what they gave the Mandalorian in the show. So that's
Did it also
really
inspire characters on Rick and Morty?
maybe I don't know.
He's wearing sweatpants. What's sweatpants in this?
He's
He's a cartoon. They had to simplify it.
Yeah. Here we go.
So this is from Mattel. These are Masters of the Universe. They're actually, I think they're Hot Wheels, like little cars, and they just took the Mattel Masters of the Universe figures and gave them in their little vehicle. So Skeletor is in I think it's called the Land Shark. Yeah, Land Shark, and then I forget what the one He-Man's in, but those are vintage figures, and they just like shrunk them down to little die-cast things. So that's pretty fun.
That's cool.
That's from Mattel. This is awesome. This is from Mattel.
I want.
This is really cool. It's all about the packaging too, because it has the light. So it's from it's Jurassic Park. It's called the Amber Collection, which is the toy line from Mattel, and it's Samuel L. Jackson's character, Mr. Arnold, in Jurassic Park, being chased by a raptor. And I think he does have a removable arm. And so
That's great. That is an awesome.
So that just shows. I love the exclusives in the packaging and how just the amount of detail they go into.
Yeah.
And
So
it lights up.
Yeah, it lights up. You can see there's a button in the middle, and you can see underneath the grate or whatever the floorboards there.
Don't
Yeah.
they
I love
pre-sale on this? Like you can pre-buy it?
I think so. I think a lot of these they've already done pre-sale, and
Yeah.
a lot of stuff is sold out. Some stuff is up on the websites, but it's not available until like a certain day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once they do it, it's gonna be
Madhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Janae, check out this one.
Yep, those are fun. So these are exclusive pins from Entertainment Earth for Loki, and you see the one that just has his name, like kind of like the whatever the.
Well, that's what one of the
presidential
variants is wearing when he stormed the bunker.
Yep, when he's
And
got
then
the ripped up
coolest Loki
jacket.
ever, Alligator Loki.
Alligator Loki. Yep, I guarantee those are gonna go fast. Those are really
Oh,
cool.
they are. I would love to have one, but like I'm not even gonna try. I know it's a mute point to even attempt it by now.
Entertainment Earth can be hit or miss. Like Entertainment Earth is hit or miss for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is from I think it's Diamond Collectibles. It's the Cobra Kai action figure 3-pack. So you got all 3 characters there. You got Daniel San and Johnny and Kreese. So I don't know if these are going to be released individually or if this is like just an exclusive pack. But I think that was either Entertainment Earth or Big Bag Toy Store. One of those you can get that. So that was a lot of fun. This is really cool. This is from Star Wars, or from Hasbro, Star Wars, the Black Series. This is the Mandalorian figure. This is actually the very first Dave Filoni action figure.
Oh, wow.
Of his character from the Mandalorian, what's his name? Trapper Wolf. So this is, really fun. I think
This is the same one, right?
Yeah. So that's his kiss. So you remember his character in the movie? He was in season 1. I think was he in season 2? I don't know. They're the ones that show up and they blow up the bad guy ship. after they go on the prison ship. Remember that? And they send the X-Wings in. I know yeah. So he's obviously Dave Filoni. He's a creator of co-creator of Mandalorian and Rebels and Clone Wars and all this great stuff. So it's really fun that he gave him his own tribute.
Dave Filoni is a legend. He's soon going to be a legend. I think. This next one I love so much.
Yeah, this is really cool. So again, from Hasbro, this is Star Wars: The Black Series. It's the Cantina Showdown.
Hi, Danae.
Cantina Showdown. So it's a 3-pack Black Series figures. They're excited. You can see.
I would buy this if it had B. Arthur.
Yeah. They're not going to delve too deep into the holiday special. They'll just give the little Boba Fett. That's it.
Yeah.
But this is a lot of fun. This is the first time you're getting those other characters. Dr. What's his name? Evanzin or whatever. And Ponda Baba, who back in the day they just called Walrus Man. So
Does his arm come off?
I'm sure it does.
Look at the face on Obi-Wan. That looks great.
Yeah.
All
right. I love this next one.
So this was from
just a couple more.
Yeah, this is from the company's called Beast Kingdom, and it's a vinyl statue of Thor and Korg from Endgame, and they're sitting on the couch playing video games.
It's Fat Thor.
They call him Bro Thor.
Bro Thor.
Bro Thor.
Bro Thor.
So that was. I think this actually already did pre-sell out.
The animation on the faces is great.
Yeah, pre-order sold out. Yeah,
I like, and look at 2 different colored eyes for Thor. Since he plucked one out, I love it.
This is cool. This is I think it's a Hot Wheel or some collectible. I don't think it looks like an ornament, but it's not. It's it's called the First Batmobile. So I guess if you look into the comics and see the very first version of the Batmobile, it looked like that. Just a car with a bat on the hood ornament. That's it.
All right, here's your final one.
Last one. This is another Hallmark ornament. This is the Ghostbusters Ecto One, and this is how it looks in the new movie Afterlife. Whenever that's coming out, who knows?
I believe it's soon. Yeah, it's soon.
You can tell because it has that
for Halloween at least.
Yeah, it comes out.
It has the what? Jake, what were you gonna say?
If you go back to the picture, it has the little trapper on wheels, like the ghost trap on wheels. I guess they must put it on remote control, like a little remote control car, and send it out.
Hold on, let me see.
Get close. Get in there.
Also, can I mention one more collectible?
Yeah.
I don't have a picture of it, but Funko announced their first die-cast figure. That's going to be Captain America, OG Captain America. It'll come in a hard case. From what it looks like, it comes in a hard plastic case around it. They've only posted the picture, so it's kind of hard to tell from the picture. But from the picture, it looks like it comes in a hard case, like the new comic book cover ones that they're doing. But yeah, it's the first die-cast one.
Nice.
Cool.
I was like, I had to ask what die-cast was because I'm a terrible collector. I was like, what does that mean? And they're like, that means it's not plastic. And I was like, what? Funko is doing stuff that's not plastic? Like, okay. So that's one of the exclusives that'll be available for FunCon.
Funko is one of the only companies I think that still will do exclusive and have them be like vac metalized, like the real shiny things. Like a lot of companies won't do that. I don't know why, if it's just like the cost or if it's not good for the environment or whatever, but they'll have I remember when Star Wars Celebration can.
When do collectible companies care about the environment?
Well, Mattel and places I think Barbies are going to have non-plastic cover, so it's just going to be like solid cardboard with like a picture of the doll on the outside instead of actually being to look and see. So they are kind of trying to do it, and Hasbro has thrown out some ideas for their Star Wars, what do you guys think of this or this design? And everyone's like, nope, just don't mess with it. So we'll see how things progress.
And Jake, before you leave, I just want to ask you about something. And by the way, you're welcome to stay for the whole show. But before your expertise turns off, just kidding. Have you heard about the Sideshow Con, which is happening?
No.
Okay.
Sideshow collectibles, nice.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then I'm going to talk about this for a second, and then we'll go with Danae, and then Katie and Derek. All right, and we'll kind of hit the highlights of that. But Sideshow, you know, they're huge. They're one of the they're kind of like it's kind of hard to.
They're real. They're real like
going.
high end collectibles, like very detailed, very expensive, very very cool. Yeah.
Right.
It's a week long.
Yeah, so like we've since it's the same time. So Sideshow is having its own con, the Sideshow Con, which is going on this entire week. The first day started today. It goes to July 19th through July 25th, which this marks the return of Sideshow Con, Sideshow's popular spin on the virtual con. While most of San Diego Comic-Con's exhibitors might take their booths online for digital events in 2020, last year, Sideshow actually centered theirs around a real-world physical space. In other words, they were in a physical space, and they were showing videos and making videos and doing panels from a physical space. You could walk around, you know, you could get online and walk around their space, which was really cool. It's a custom-made installation, and it recreated Sideshow's jaw-dropping Comic-Con exhibition art gallery style presence. That's a press release, and so you know, anyways, so this week they are live streaming all week long. They have many live streams happening during the week. These include highlight reels, in-depth looks at new products, games, booth tours, trivial Kahoot, the new at Sideshow shows, Unsealed and Revealed, the Comics Hall, the Unsold Out show, Steal the Deal, and more. And they will be giving things away every single day. For example, they're going to be giving away and like Jake said, these are high-end collectibles, sometimes the larger kind of statues, and they're like spot on. They look exactly like the characters in the films they're portraying. Superman Call to Action is going to be one day. Wolverine Premium is going to be given away on a day. Harley Quinn Hell on Wheels Premium format is being given away. Justice League Batmobile Diorama, Cyclops Premium format, Thanos, the modern version statue, is being given away, and Michael Myers quarter scale statue. Do you know what that means? A quarter scale? That means it's 1/4 the height of Michael Myers. That's crazy. So those are just some of the giveaways they're giving.
Supposed to be 6 foot. He's
To
a
find
foot and a
out
half
more
tall.
Literally,
But
it's the
that's
size
like
of Chucky.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm 12 feet tall.
More things to scare Jim with.
Anyways, you can go to sideshows.com events, and it is all there. It is all week, and they're having live streams, panels all week long, and that's kind of cool. It's so I call that, along with the Funko event that Katie was talking about, these are some of the quote-unquote off-sites that are happening during Comic-Con this year. And I know there's actually some vendors who are having some meetups down in San Diego this next weekend. If you want to travel down there, they're not having big events, but like, I'll find the name of there's one that I put in here that I forgot to write down. Anyways, in some of the art shops and some of the comic shops, they're having some meetups in San Diego. So if you guys happen to be in San Diego, go check them out, and make sure you check whatever the regulations are of the day from the state of California, because they seem to change by the day. So with that said, one of the biggest parts when you have a convention online, perhaps the most important part are the panels, and we can't give you all of them. We're definitely going to give you some of the highlights, and we're going to start with Danae, who is going to give us the highlights from Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars. Woohoo!
Yeah, NBD. Just, the small group of highlights here that Jim has had Jimmy to talk about. So I'm going to buzz right through these because I've taken a ton of time, but we can still comment on what we're excited for. First of all, on Friday, July 23rd, we have Marvel Comics. We got X-Men coming right out of the gate with something awesome. Stan Lee, Marvel, and Rolling Stone 50th anniversary. That's crazy to me that both of these are, that old. I feel old, and I'm a child. Fort Salem, a look into season 2. That's coming also on Friday. We also have Star Wars, The High Republic. We are the Republic! Sounds exciting. Duncanville, I've seen one episode of this starring Amy Poehler, and from what I understand, she will be on that panel. Yep. And I mean, if anybody who's seen anything within, the pop culture world in the last 10 years, that Amy Poehler is awesome. She's got to be great on there. Also, I'm really excited about this Her Universe fashion show. I'd love to talk about this more on Con Girls, but Her Universe has some amazing clothes. Should have worn it tonight. I wasn't thinking ahead, but I have a Her Universe dress that's designed to look like BB-8.
Oh,
and
cool.
they just, the first one, yeah, I think they have amazing stuff. Like, they were the first ones to make the Dalek dress, but they're doing a fashion show so we can see all their stuff. They make things that, they make jackets and shirts that look like things characters wear. It would surprise me if we might, maybe, I don't know. I haven't done a ton of research, so
actually,
forgive me.
I know about this. I can talk a little bit about it. The Her Universe fashion show is actually a competition fashion show. Fans submit their own designs. They pick a certain amount of designs, and those walk the runway. And they are multiple winners, one audience winner and one panel winner. The winners get to design a line for Her Universe, a hot topic line.
That sounds awesome.
One of my good friends. One of the girls that you met at Ben and Bree's house is actually one of the winners from that in years past. So yeah, it's actually completely, basically people design looks that are couture, not costumey. They have to look fashiony, based off of whatever they might want to make a fandom for. The last in-person event, the winner was a Jurassic Park dress that was like completely like beaded on the back to have a dinosaur on it. Like, they go all out. I actually submitted last year. I did not submit this year. But yeah, it's actually a really fun show. I highly recommend it.
And the founder of Her Universe, is it Ashley Eckstein?
Yes.
Yes. Who? Why do we know that name?
She's the voice of She-Ra on the new Netflix.
Yeah, and she's the voice of Ahsoka from Clone Wars, which is
but I
huge.
believe she's also not She-Ra, but she is one of the voices on the She-Ra show as well.
Cool.
I'm really hoping that they give us like a Black Widow vest now, because I want one. We all want one. If Florence Pugh talked about it, I'm going to be into it. Let's be honest. All right, moving on to Saturday, the 25th. In conversation with Alex Russ, the Alex Russ Marvel Comics mural and poster book. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway from Animation to Engineering. This sounds awesome. I'm a big Disney nerd, and I a former Disney cast member. I would love to see anything about Minnie and Mickey. They're my bros. The one I'm most excited about, though, is also on Saturday, and that is the Mysterious Benedict Society. Guys, if you have not checked out this show, please go watch it. It's on Disney Plus. It's a great book, which I've read some pieces of here and there, because unfortunately, I did not get the book until after I was kind of like outside of the age range for it. But it's an amazing story about like we cannot be controlled by fear is basically the theme of it. And Tony Hale, Kristen Shaw, who I would point out because I am wearing my Louise ears, just some really talented kids. But yeah, it's on Disney Plus. They have not dropped all the episodes yet. New episodes every Friday, but it's an amazing show to binge. The Mysterious Benedict Society. Also, we've got The Great North right at noon. I have seen a couple episodes of this show. It's really fun. It's about family in Alaska. You got Nick Offerman is the dad. Jenny Slate is the main character. And she's awesome in everything she does. And the science of Star Wars, which sounds really great. I'm sure Derek would have some comments on that because I've heard him argue that the science of Star Trek makes a little bit more sense. But we won't get into that because we believe in coexisting here at the Con Guys. And then, of course, Bob's Burgers at 3 p.m. Easily my favorite animated show, as seen by the costume I am displaying. I am so excited for all of these panels, you guys. I know that I cannot get to all of them, but I will get to as many as I can. And that being said, I will. Yes.
Hey, I think we skipped July 24th. If you could just like touch on those real quick.
Oh, we did. Thank you. I'm sorry. I scrolled too fast. Thank you so much, Jim. July 24th. That's why I jumped into called the 25th Saturday. It's not a Sunday. Thanks, Jim. You're a great big brother. On the 21st, the 24th, which is Saturday. Let me try that again. On the 24th, The Simpsons season 33 and beyond. I saw that and I was like, that's not real. The Simpsons has not been on longer than I've been alive. That cannot be correct. Apparently it is because Comic-Con's going to get things accurately. Disney television animation, Amphibia and the Owl House. I really don't know much about that one, but
Amphibia and
it
the Owl
sounds
House.
interesting.
It's a good show.
Awesome. I trust it if you like it, Jim. Also, Central Park, which was created by the guy that created Bob's Burgers. I have not watched it yet, but it's on my list. I just don't have Apple Plus. I get the idea. It's a lot of similar humor. The art animation is really the same. Lafayette from Hamilton does a voice in it. I know that. And of course, you got Family Guy, American Dad, all of those classics. Black Panther, Tales of Wakanda. I don't know what that is, but I'm excited for it. And then Marvel Universe of Superheroes Exhibition.
Black Panther's a Marvel superhero.
Thank you for clearing that up. Yeah. I was wondering why it said Marvel right underneath of it, but that explains it. So
yeah, just wanted to help you with that.
Thank you so much. I'm assuming that it is animation because it's listed with all the other animation things. But it sounds fun. I would watch it. I love Black Panther. I love Marvel, unless it's the show that I'm not going to name. So
all right.
Yeah, thanks for letting me cover those. That was exciting. That was exciting just to read that list. Yeah.
You did great. Now Katie's going to give us some insight on some cool TV and film panels that you guys might want to check out.
Yeah, so on Wednesday night, aka if you guys have been to Comic-Con, that is technically usually preview night, which is usually where they show pilots for upcoming WB shows. It's almost always WB if I'm not mistaken. But this year, the Wednesday panel is at 1 p.m. and it is on Unmasking Snake Eyes G.I.G. Origins, aka the new G.I. Joe film. Or G.I. film. Yeah, so this movie comes out it's either right after this or right before. I think it comes out right that Friday, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to have the cast and crew there, including Henry Golding. I'm really excited about this as an Asian American because it is an Asian American lead. You know him from Crazy Rich Asians. He was fantastic in that movie. So it's the guy from Crazy Rich Asians, and he will be there with his fellow castmates to kind of give us an inside look on the new film, Snake Eyes. So I'm really excited about it. There's a lot of Asian content coming out in the next few months, and I'm living for it. So on that note, on Friday, for all of you anime fans, I have yet to watch this show, but it always has a massive presence at Comic-Con, and that is Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball will be at 10 a.m. on Friday morning, along with a panel that I'm sure Derek will be interested in, Star Trek, Prodigy, and Star Trek Lower Decks. That's at 10 a.m. on Friday, July 23rd. Anything Star Trek, I'm just Derek's going to watch that, So, and maybe Ben. So, yeah. And then 11 a.m. says Amazon/IMDb TV. So I'm assuming that is a presentation by those particular streaming services about kind of what's up and coming. And then some of these I have not heard of. I'm just going to skip a few of these because we have a lot of things to get through. Of course, 12 p.m. Netflix Geeked is the Masters of the Universe Revelation panel, which is going to have a lot of hype around it. That's the new Netflix Masters of the Universe show.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that is 1 p.m. VHS 94. I don't know what it is about the year 94 right now, but apparently that is the new horror year that we are touching on.
Because it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Later on that day at 4 p.m., Netflix Geeked is having a panel on Fear Street Trilogy. I don't know if you guys have watched Fear Street. I've watched the first one. I have not watched the part 2 yet, and part 3 just dropped. But
yeah, me and Luke watched parts 1 and 2.
I haven't watched part 2 or 3 yet.
Is that the new Netflix show?
Yeah, that's the new Netflix trilogy based off of the works of R.L. Stein. Honestly, I am loving it. I love the first one. I heard the second one is better. The third one, and it's weird. It's a trilogy, but it kind of the stories are in reverse chronological order. So the first one took place in 1994. The second one is 76, right? I think it's 76. I believe so.
86.
No, wait, I don't think it's 80. I think it's 76. And the final one is part 3 is 1776 or 1766. 1666.
Small plug. Last week we dropped a Scare Guy interview that we did with one of the actresses from Fear Street and from The Conjuring. Who was that, Luke?
It was Charlene.
Yes, she's a good friend.
Nice.
She's a really good friend of ours, and she was also in a series.
Which Fear Street one is she in?
1
Which
and
part?
3.
Okay, gotcha. All right. But yeah, check that out if you guys haven't. It's on Netflix. All parts are all available on Netflix now, but they'll have their panel at 4 p.m. Netflix has kind of been coming in really, like there was no presence for the first few years, and now Netflix is coming in like with all the content at Comic-Con. Rick and Morty, for all you Rick and Morty fans, is at the same time at 4 p.m. There's also Slasher, Flesh and Blood at 6, along with Destination Fear Tales from Route 66 at 5 p.m. So a lot of horror content coming out on Friday there. Saturday, we've got HBO Max / Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoons. Looney Tunes making a big comeback, of course, because of Space Jam coming out. That just came out. I haven't seen it yet, hoping to, though. And then we have some of the big ones, which is Fear the Walking Dead is at 1 p.m. And then The Walking Dead, The World Beyond is at 2 p.m. And then The Walking Dead is at 3 p.m. Cool. So that's that. Roswell, New Mexico at 3 p.m. Family Guy and American Dad, which are always back-to-back, 4 and 5 p.m. Lucifer, Netflix Geek Lucifer at 5 p.m. Creep Show, which the Scare Guy is a big fan of. So Creep Show panel at 6 p.m. Awesome show if you guys have not been able to check it out. And then a reunion for Stargate Atlantis. So that'll probably be a pretty popular panel. Then Sunday in true Whovian fashion is the Doctor Who panel. If you guys have ever been to Comic-Con, Doctor Who is always there on Sunday. Curious to see how that goes, because there's a little bit of speculation and not sure where it's going. So I'm sure they're going to answer some questions with that. We also have the show that there's a few of them here that Danae already talked about, so I'm going to skip them. Dexter at 1 p.m., which I have so many speculations about, so I don't know if I'll watch it. Like, I'm just so on the fence about the fact that they are bringing it back. So, but there is Dexter
comes back.
Yeah, so Dexter is going to be back. They already announced that 2 characters who died in the show are going to be in the revival. So don't know how that works. So there's that. And then
maybe they're doing it like Black Widow.
And then 2 p.m. The Legacy of Chucky, which is the new Chucky movie coming out. So
what'd you say, Danae?
I can't click on the button. There we go. Maybe they're like flashbacks.
I don't know.
Black Widow all happens.
That show was so bad. The ending was so bad that I just do not think that they deserve to come back.
A friend of ours, a friend of the show, Scott Reynolds, is the executive producer of Dexter. He was on with us last year to go. Was it last year? Yeah, to go through his 30 top horror movies during the month of October. So we'll try to get him back again this year. Maybe we'll ask him some Dexter questions. Maybe they can turn my opinion around, but right now I have some major speculation about it.
Yeah, Katie, I'm with you, Katie. I mean, because I enjoyed Dexter a lot, and then like the ending was just kind of like
so bad.
It seems like a lot of shows just can't stick the landing. Almost every show that's just so good for so long.
Yeah, I don't know a single person who liked the Dexter finale. I do not know a single person who did.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
Thank you so much, Katie. We appreciate that.
Also,
go ahead.
I'm sad it's not on there, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine is coming back very soon, and it's the final season. And that actually one of the memories that showed up on my feed this week was when I waited 4 hours for their offsite at the last Comic-Con, and I'm super excited about it. I'm a little sad they won't be there, so I can't get that last little dose of Andy Samberg before they no longer have the show. But.
And real quick, before Derek jumps into his section, Brad let us know that Walmart Collector Con is July 21 through 25th as well. They're going to be announcing new exclusives of G.I. Joe's, real Ghostbusters, Star Wars, and more. Have you heard about that one, Jake?
He's like, I'm writing this down.
He's sort of writing it down now. All right, and then Derek's going to take us through some of the highlights from DC and Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I will point out, I'm not sure if this came up earlier about trying to fix some things on my computer tonight, but both DC and Marvel announced that they were not going to be bringing their big movies to the convention. Right. However, of course, the comics and a lot of the TV shows are still having a presence there. That said, there's a big presence of DC, and Warner owns quite a few companies, things like Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. And a lot of their shows are going to be there too. I say there, of course, it's all virtual, but we're going to have panels from each of them.
Yep.
So on Friday, July 23rd, we have Batman Fear State at 1 p.m. And following that, DC Horror, call it DC Read with the Lights On at 4 p.m. So DC does have some comics that are kind of focusing on scarier stories within the DC multiverse. That could be kind of fun if you're into that sort of thing. Also at 12 p.m. on Friday is Adventure Time Distant Lands. Now, if you're a fan of Adventure Time, I watched several seasons of it, particularly when I was temping at Cartoon Network, because I just wanted to get to know the stuff. And it is, it's a really creative, kind of bizarre sort of fantasy cartoon show. And it's one that is geared for kids, but older audiences can still enjoy. And they've been doing a series of specials called Distant Lands. And I believe it was at last year's con, they featured one that was just focused on BMO, who's one of the characters. And here they're going to, I think Together Again is the one that just recently premiered. And then they're going to preview Wizard City, which is the third special that's coming out. And this is covering the broader world of Adventure Time. The Rick and Morty panel is Friday at 4 p.m. And then Adult Swim and Crunchyroll together are working on a project called Blade Runner Black Lotus. That panel is 5 p.m. and it's an animated series in the same world as the Blade Runner movies.
Nice.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that does sound really amazing. And that if you're into that stuff at all, and I didn't check to see like who all was involved in the panel, but if you like adult animation, then you'll probably really enjoy this if you're into sci-fi stuff at all. And another thing that is not DC or Warner Brothers, but I wanted to give it a plug because I've seen them before at Comic-Con Live. Klingon Lifestyles is doing their presentation at 5 p.m. That is, so when they actually do the show at Comic-Con, it is a fan-made play that they do in one of the convention rooms. So it doesn't have a high production value. It's kind of like watching community theater with, shoestring or no budget. And people who love cosplaying Star Trek stuff just do a play that they put together themselves. It's really silly. It is just fun for fans. And I didn't get to see their thing last year, but they did, as I recall, they did a special like this where it was kind of like the play they don't really do at Comic-Con. And they do a new one every year. But they did one that was virtual on Zoom, and they're doing that again this year. So that's Friday at 5. And it is worth watching if you just want to get into fan-made stuff. Probably lots of deep dives and great obscure references to Star Trek and probably other pop culture stuff thrown in there too. Moving on to Saturday, HBO Max and Warner Brothers Animation, Looney Tunes cartoons. Now that's the series that HBO Max has. That's newer cartoons with all the Looney Tunes characters. I did have a friend who worked on the animation for this show. There are stuff like this is kind of fun if you want to have stuff that kids can watch too. And as the con kids is just getting started off, I did want to highlight this.
Cool.
Then we've got a Superman panel at 11 a.m. on Saturday. This is, of course, again, focusing on the comics. It's called Truth, Justice, and a Better DC Universe, a new future for the Man of Steel. I'm not sure what that means, because when people start talking about new futures and reimagining characters, all these warnings go off in my mind. I'm like, oh, you also, people don't want to say Truth, Justice, and the American Way. We haven't actually heard Superman say that in a long time. As if he can't speak positively about America. I know that's not really the case, but the soldier in me is like, what's wrong with America? But anyway, there's a very little description on the site about this panel of what's actually involved in it. It's just, a new future for the Man of Steel. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I know a couple of years ago, there was this whole thing of Superman going into the 6th dimension, and then they were revealing this future Superman or something. But I don't follow the comics that closely, so I don't really know where that went. Dark Knight,
changing
Death
up
Metal,
the character is always scary.
Yeah, I'm just a little concerned. However, we'll see. It could still be great.
Yeah, it could be awesome, but it's nerve wracking because I've shared my thoughts about Narnia on Netflix too. It's it's good for a reason. Let's not mess too much with it.
He's been around for what, 70, 80 years?
Awesome.
Yeah,
80 years.
Yeah.
So
let's not reimagine him too much, you know. And then at 2 p.m. on Saturday is Dark Knight's Death Metal, the soundtrack. So they've had Dark Knight's Death Metal comics, and this is actually music inspired by that, which I imagine will include some death metal. And then finally, more kid and family stuff. HBO Max and Warner Brothers Animation presents Jellystone, and I did not make a note of the time on that one, but it is in the afternoon. I'm wanting to say it's about 3 or 4 p.m. when that goes on. Sunday, July 25th, DC Wonder Woman Wonder Woman Across the Multiverse at 11 a.m. Now, this will be interesting, too, because as the Marvel movies are doing right now, the DC movies have also kind of hinted at some multiverse stuff because they did say they were doing Flashpoint. We haven't heard any updates on that movie for a while, so don't really know exactly where that's going to go. But there have been interesting announcements from there, too. And we already know there is a multiverse in the DC comics. So that could be an interesting one for any Wonder Woman fans. Then DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I did go through the schedule fairly quickly, but this is the only panel I saw about a CW DC show.
Yeah, which is interesting because they normally have a big presence. I found that a little bit interesting too, that there's not more because we have Batwoman season 3 coming out. We have the Flash still going. Well, I'm just wondering if it's scheduling conflict things.
I'm guessing, like, I know they still have a big fan following for a lot of those shows. I'm guessing
Marvel is having the Marvel Fandom again this year after this, so they're having their own Hall H Comic-Con all-day event. So I think they're
DC or Marvel? DC, you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant DC, not Marvel.
I was going to say
DC and Warner Brothers DC.
I was going to ask that, yeah, because DC and WB are the biggest presence at San Diego Comic-Con on a normal year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also suspect that since they're not having a presence there at Comic-Con at home with the big movies, they might be saving those for the live Comic-Con Thanksgiving weekend, where they could do a lot of big announcements with people there. So we'll see. And it's also going to be a smaller crowd there, but there might be a lot of buzz around it.
Yeah, the DC Fandom event is October 16th.
Okay.
Okay. So we could probably expect some big announcements related to the DC movies and TV shows then.
Yeah.
Yep.
When does the Batman come out? Have they announced that yet?
I don't think they've announced a release date yet.
Yeah.
I mean, they might. I don't follow DC as much as I follow Marvel.
I'm surprised they're not doing a Suicide Squad panels, but
yeah, that's probably the most shocking thing to me that they're not doing a Suicide Squad.
But again, we'll probably get a lot of that in October and into some.
Well, no, Suicide Squad comes out in August.
Yeah, so
my bad.
Oh no, no worries.
Well, who knows?
Maybe they think it doesn't need it because they've dropped the trailers before and everything. So
is it a direct sequel to the other one, or is it like a reboot? Or
I think it's a soft reboot at least.
Yeah. Just happens has
anyway,
the same people. Yeah.
There's a lot
Legends
of
of Tomorrow is at noon on Sunday.
Powering through.
So that is like one live action DC title that we are getting at the Comic-Con at home. It's Legends of Tomorrow, Sunday, 12 p.m. The last thing I was going to highlight is also not exactly WB and DC, but The Art of Stardust with Charles Vess and Neil Gaiman is at 2 p.m. on Sunday. That
sounds amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Stardust was a really great fantasy movie, but of course the novel was by Neil Gaiman. And then this is the artist who might have done concept art for the film. I was trying to understand exactly, but I think he's released a book, just The Art of Stardust.
That's a great
and Neil Gaiman, of course, is going to be there. One time, let's see, what year was it? We went to the panel that was the anniversary panel for The Nightmare Before Christmas, and they had a surprise host for the panel, the moderator, and it was Neil Gaiman, which was really amazing, and I was more excited about seeing him than the people on the panel, even though that was a good panel. I was really excited about seeing Neil Gaiman in person.
That was interesting because that panel was at Comic-Con, but it was sponsored by D23.
That's a Disney property. Yeah.
I think that was 2017 because the last Comic-Con I attended in person was 2016. And I'm pretty sure Derek was texting me about it while I was at home. And
has it been that long? Wow.
Maybe.
All right, Derek, is that it?
That's all on my list. I'm sure I missed some. But again, that Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, sometimes they do their own thing simultaneously. As far as I know, Adult Swim isn't doing a separate thing this year.
They're doing something. They're
doing. Is FX doing something similar too?
So much of what I could find, I found out later was actually last year's announcements.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. I Googled stuff. I was going through this whole list and had put a bunch of stuff together and then found out, oh shoot, this is 2020. That's why the dates are wrong.
All right. I think Adult Swim's doing something. It may not be this exact week. They're doing something to show some shows. All right, we are going to wrap up. At Luke Cheeseman, do you have any dark horse, any kind of panels that we have not touched on, or have we covered all your panels?
I just want to say kind of in general, I was kind of looking on the site. A lot of the panels that you typically kind of do see where they give, spotlights on different artists, or they, teach like educational stuff if you want to get into comics or you want to learn different things in the industry or more specific stuff. A lot of that stuff is still on there. I know we kind of went for some of the big stuff, the studio stuff, but a lot of the stuff, if you're wanting to be an artist, you're wanting to get into different things, or if like you're wanting to know about like women in the industry and other, like different specific, type things, a lot of that stuff's still there. So I want to encourage you to just look at the website. And the cool thing that we've talked about before is the fact, that it's Comic-Con at home is great, is that you're getting these videos recorded, and a lot of times you're in the room, there's so many panels going on at the same time, so you can't like see a lot of them. But now that they're on video, but we all want to get back there, you can watch multiple ones, and you can go see some of these smaller niche ones that you normally don't get to see because you're at the bigger, Hall H type panels and stuff. So I just encourage you to check stuff out. Also check out the vendors. There's a lot of vendors, including Hero Within, who's a friend of the con guy, that'll be there, that are, trying to keep their businesses going, even though we're not meeting in person for this one. So I'd encourage you to support the exhibitors there that are on the site. There's a whole list of different people. So just, still have your experience, but it's online, and I'm sure hopefully we'll be back by next year.
Yeah.
And if you really want to recreate the experience, you could just bring a sleeping bag into your living room or something and, camp out next to your computer the night before one of these panels.
Or go camp out on the sidewalk outside. That's
And
how
eat
you
lots of hard-boiled eggs and almonds like Derek.
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs, almonds, and MRE. Which are just.
You could not
army-
Derek is the only person
too.
in this group who eats MREs at Comic-Con.
Can I tell you something?
It's genius. It's genius. But
I first discovered that Derek and Katie were such friends because they were both camping out, and I don't remember which panel they were going to see.
Doctor Who.
It was the Doctor Who panel.
Anniversary.
That was awesome.
Worth it.
And they were
Worth every
playing
second.
card games or something and just having a blast. Like, that's part of the experience that I think we're missing, is like just that communal, like people camp out not just to get into a panel, but you meet people, you have fun, and I hope we can get back to that. What Luke just said though is so important. So many of these vendors, they depend on these conventions for their livelihood. And I know that I've been following Hero Within, Tony, this week, Crazy for Comic-Con, Tony Kim. He's teasing something really cool that they are putting out. I don't know if it's a panel or they're having some kind of cool release for Hero Within. So you guys be looking for Tony. Go to Hero Within, follow them on Twitter, and Crazy for Comic-Con follow, because they're gonna have something cool. Tony's always a good friend of ours, and we like to support him. Yeah, and support these vendors. Just really support these local vendors, because if we were there, we'd be buying this stuff. Jake went through a bunch of exclusives tonight, and some of those companies aren't like little bitty companies, but like Super 7, they're not a gigantic company. So support them. We may think that they're giant companies and they can get through this pandemic.
Oh, they're becoming like a Funko. They're putting out so much stuff. Like, I get so many emails. I'm not saying they're a gigantic company yet, but they're doing some awesome stuff.
They got the license to make Disney stuff, so like
and that's expensive. So
Yep, it is. It is. Does anybody have anything else to say before we wrap up the show? Because we have gone over by about 20 minutes, so we want to give you guys the best respect and not take up all your time. But we hope we see you guys. We'll be following Comic-Con at Home this week. We'll be tweeting. Tweet at us. Let us know what you guys think, because I'm excited about it. I am really excited about it. It's going to be a good time. And although I can't, like everybody here says, we can't wait to get back to the cons. But in the meantime, we will be watching Comic-Con at Home. Hey, Katie, where can people find you online?
I'm Katie. You can find me at KT_Christine across all social media: TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. I also tweet and live tweet from both the Con Girls and Con Guy Twitter as well. If you guys do have, if you are a vendor at Comic-Con and your livelihood is Comic-Con, please feel free to reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram, and so we can give you a shout out, and we can maybe give us a little thing that we can shout out and help you guys out. We would love to do that because we know that your livelihood, we miss you guys, just like you guys. We know that you guys make a lot of your money from that, and we want to help out in any way we can. So feel free to just send a tweet our way, and we'll retweet it. So
that's right.
I want to give a shout out to my friends, my company that my friend works for, the Con Rangers. They do con badges that are achievements for cons, and they have 4 exclusive badges coming out for the convention. So check them out.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Derek?
Hi, I'm Derek Sams, and social media is a cesspool of ignorance and hate. It is poison, and it is going to be the downfall of our civilization. And my Twitter handle is ConGuyDerek.
That was perfect. Jake?
You can find me on Instagram at the Jacobus System.
Nice. Danae?
You can find me on Instagram at CNAYS. I'm excited to be able to watch some stuff without camping out, but guys, I really miss Comic-Con. Can't wait. Crossing our fingers. Next year, we'll all be there. We'll be having drinks and celebrating Comic-Con the right way.
And we do want to mention that for those who are willing, there's a possible in-person Thanksgiving weekend smaller event. It's not Comic-Con, but it's a filler event. So that's for those of you who are
special edition.
Yep. Thank you. All right, Cheeseman.
Well, I'm Cheeseman here, and before I say where you can find me, I just want to say Shark Week just happened, and what else better to come on Shark Week than my Quint figure that NECA did. Looks very good. I think they'll be selling this probably at other stores as well. I don't know if Target and Walmart will have these, but they made a 6-inch. I think it's 6-inch. Quint's and it has like the headband, the beer cans, and the.
Show that again.
Yeah,
Luke, I sent you the picture. NECA posted a teaser. They didn't come out and say it, but you can see they're making a Hooper figure because they had like his hat and his like duffel bag like sitting on the dock, and it's like they posted, and everyone's like, "Oh no!" So that'll be the next one.
Yeah, so hoping that one, and hopefully they figure out what's going on with the Chief Brody one. I know they had some licensing problems because that was supposed to come out. They had everything together, but hopefully after the Hooper one, they'll fix that issue, that they get the Roy Scheider figure and can get the 3 ones. And you also said that they're working on a full, like a large Bruce that would kind of go with these.
They posted a teaser picture last year of one of the workers and whatever, and the sculptor's holding up this giant Bruce, and he's just like, it looks like a real fish or something he's holding up.
That would be amazing. I would definitely pay $100 for that one. So, because a lot of the scale ones you get through sharkcity.com, those are like, $300 to $500. But if NECA made one, that would be awesome. But anyways, go ahead. Were you about to say?
I was just gonna say real quick on a side note, Richard Dreyfuss is like really into the con circuit right now. Have you seen that? He's doing all these appearances. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Except for he canceled the one we went to.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully, maybe later this year we'll see him. But
anyways, where can people find you?
Well, after all this talk, you can find me on theconguy.com and on Instagram and Twitter at CheeseOnCouch.
Thank you, guys. You can find me right there, James D. Fry. Yes, I am missing San Diego Comic-Con. And if you guys get a chance in the meantime to fill your Comic-Con needs, there's a really cool podcast put out by, I think it's iHeartRadio or Sirius XM. It's called Comic-Con Begins. I'm in week 4. It's a 6-week series that tells the history of Comic-Con. And my goodness, I didn't know that Comic-Con began where it began. I'm not going to talk about it now because it's kind of salacious. The early underpinnings of Comic-Con. It's fantastic. If you guys get a chance, Comic-Con Begins. Can you see this? Wait, no. Comic-Con Begins. It's a really cool podcast. It tells the history of Comic-Con. It kind of fills in. It kind of like helps you to feed your Comic-Con hunger while we don't have it this year. Thank you, everybody. Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Please follow us on the YouTube. Thank you, the hashtag show, for hosting us. Make sure you guys like us, give us some good comments, and we will definitely see everybody at the cons very soon. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Con Guy Show, the official program of theconguy.com. Find us on the Weeby Geeks Collective or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And now on sci-fi.radio, Saturdays at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, both AM and PM. That's 9 o'clock Greenwich. It's sci-fi for your Wi-Fi.